This is Liquor and Wolves. Liquor and Wolves. Secrets and dope and music and reactions. Liquor and Wolves. I said liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Liquor and wolves. Secrets and dope and a German talking bullshit. Liquor and wolves.
Fuck.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. 40
FUQ boys. 40.
Oh, baby. We are in the building. What is going down, world? I go by the name BlackPegasus. We got LeeN, all right? Some of y'all might know him from LeeN has entered the chat from Beardyman's channel, his epic cipher with HarryMack. And this is actually a collaboration because my main man Spliff from Liquor and Woes kind of made the connection. We're doing a collab today. We're going to call it 40 proof. So it's going down. But we're going to get into this interview. But before that, I want to get you guys ready for what you're about to see. This is LeeN doing a show with Beardyman, right? And this is some epic freestyle stuff. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Here we go.
I'm going to take one more challenge. I'm going to take another challenge. So, gummy bears. What are these gummy bears doing? Are they being eaten by dinosaurs? Gummy bears are robbing a bank.
All right, let's roll with this.
It's the gummies. All right, it's the day of the robbery. The green one's thinking through properly. Now the green gummy bear, yeah, he's the man because the green gummy bear's the one with the plan. Call him Kaiser Sose. He's got some dark associates. The blue gummy bear, he's like a blue flavor with the ill behavior. He's a thug. And he's got a shotgun. Comes through the bank doors ready to pop one. He says, all right, no noise no more. Everybody hit the floor. Now the red gummy bear comes through the back. He's got a gun that goes rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. Pull out the handgun and then went black. All right, green gummy bear, you hit the safe. Red gummy bear, you case the place. And the getaway driver, have him out the back. That's the gummy bear that's black. All right, so they cased the place. They robbed the place and took the tapes. They went in the safe and they took the cash. They got the black gummy bear to make a dash. He had a Ford Escort. Now, if you want to escape, here's some thoughts. Don't use a Ford, use a VW. It might trouble you. So the gummy bear's taking their juice. Back at the pad and they got the loose. All of a sudden, the orange one got shot because he was Tim Roth, an undercover cop. You know how it goes. Just gummy bears, oh my God, it all played out like the scene from Reservoir Dogs.
Bruh, you guys just witnessed some freaking fire. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome my guest, LeeN. What's going on, LeeN? How you doing, brother, man?
What up, my G? Mad respect.
My co-host, Spliff, from the channel, Liquor and Woes. Welcome, my man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, LeeN. Hello, BP. How's it going?
Hey, man. Good. Happy birthday. We got a 40-year-old FUQ boy in the house. He's 44. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, my guy.
Thank you much, brother.
Epic. Let's get it. Now, Mr. Spliff has a channel called Liquor and Woes. You guys can check him out there. Do you want to let them know your handles, Spliff, and we'll get into this?
This is basically it, man. Just find me on the tube. It's Liquor and Woes. We do a lot of just German bullshit talking. I mean, German talking bullshit, and that's about it. And LeeN, thanks a bunch for hopping into my comments. That's basically how this came about, right? BP said it. I kind of connected the dots, but I only was able to because you hopped in the comments onto one of my reactions. And that's how this whole thing came about. And if you say you're new to the tube, I mean, you hop on that thing professionally. You are one interactive and approachable dude. And I totally tip my hat to that and the entire consumer community, us, and not from the game itself, from the culture itself, performing artists. We so appreciate that. Everybody should be as active and as engaging as you are. And all hail to you, sir.
And thank you, man.
I had a question for you. You just answered. You said publicly the first time you probably freestyled was in like 1999. When were you exposed to the craft of freestyle and improv? I want people to know this real quick, distinguish it. This is improv, off the top, in the moment freestyling. It's a different ability than writing a 10-minute verse and going on Funkmaster Flex and rehearsing a 10-minute verse. This is all in the moment. When did you get exposed to that?
This story has to come in two parts. It might
Sure.
get a bit lengthy, so sorry, man. Brace yourself.
It's all
Okay,
good.
so the first accidental public freestyle, the shortest I can make the long story is, in the final year of secondary school, I was in a class called Expressive Arts. It's like music, drama, everything compiled into one. We were doing a final piece, which we agreed would be a musical, right? So it's, there's a story that has to be continued, right? In this musical, I played a father who didn't approve of a young man dating his daughter, and there was to be a song which was going to be in rap form with me as the father confronting this young man who's dated my daughter. For some reason, the original guy who was supposed to play the young man was upset that a certain song of his would not be allowed in the play, so his big plan was he wouldn't show up on the night. So because he didn't show up, his understudy was thrown in, and his understudy was going to try and read the lyrics off a whiteboard that was in the wings of the stage. It didn't go like that during the song. He just fumbled and ran off stage and left me there. But I knew what the message the song was supposed to deliver, and I had already acted it and rehearsed it enough with this other person, and when this guy ran off stage, I just snapped into a mode where I just made it up quickly, but I knew where it had to get to. So I knew the narrative, but I didn't have time to just be like, I don't know why. I didn't just freak out and go, "Where you going, man?" I was just like, yo, and it goes like this. And I kind of just got into it. Like, it was the first time I got into the flow state. And it was a good show, whatever. Nobody really noticed. You get what I mean? And people, wow, that was kind of cool. I was like, I don't know what the hell happened,
Yeah.
Passed me a flyer to an event, and it just started going nuts until eventually I was just really into the UK hip hop and poetry and soul scene. And I just kept following the vibe from venue to venue, kept meeting dope MCs or just anyone who can improvise, from live looping producers to musicians, instrumentalists, just get together with people and have a jam. There's been many a night where I go to a venue, we meet people, we enjoy a show, we're chilling in the smoking section, someone's got a studio nearby, we go order a bunch of food, a bunch of booze, get to their studio and jam all night.
Yeah. So you got a lot of your culture and base from being from where you're from. So you developed in the market, so you've had outside influence a little, or more so from where you're from, would you say? Because I know, I think I saw the interview with Anthony Ray. Shout out to Anthony Ray. I'll be on Rap Catalog soon, you guys. But I remember you talking about sound system, right? Is that what you call it? And breaking that down. So I haven't been exposed to all of this. Some stuff I have an idea, I've heard this and that. So I really want to know more, because it's like, dude, I trip out how hip hop has connected the dots and kind of connected people, because there's music from America that hasn't transcended. Let's say country music isn't popping in Europe like the way hip hop is, and the way hip hop brings people together. So I'm really curious on the influence from America or from your own place, and how you guys just kind of create, because it sounds like you were heavily involved in your community and your scene and developed that way.
How do I say that? There's a lot to break down there.
Sure.
Are you talking about in the UK itself, or for me personally?
Well, you personally.
Cool. For me, because I lived a few places in my childhood. As I was explaining when we were chatting earlier, I spent a lot of my childhood in St. Lucia, which is in the Caribbean, which gave me an exposure to a lot of musical cultures, local musical cultures, like Zouk, reggae, dancehall. And that has its own culture to it, which includes improv at some point.
Yeah.
And then on the TV, as we said, we're from that early BET era. I was also soaking up all of that. I was there soaking up American culture during the East Coast, West Coast beef and all of that excitement. You know what I mean? And then by my late teens, I moved to England. where I still was included in the Caribbean culture, the British Caribbean culture, but now I'm part of the UK hip hop culture, which is one thing. And then there was also a number of other musical cultures that were popping off at the time that I was exposed to, but I wasn't heavily part of. For example, drum and bass and jungle, which is a massive part of like UK 90s musical culture. And these are two epic genres, which Beardyman put HarryMack on in his last, in the last video he just put out there, Getting Silly with HarryMack. That's like UK club, you know, retro club beats that are getting rocked right there, man. That's a whole new generation of people that are rocking out to this thing like, yo, this guy's that guy. Like, you know what I mean? These old ravers, like, it's really connecting a lot of dots, but I can't say it's just hip hop. You feel me? Hip hop's one of the cultures that got melted in there, but Beardyman's bringing jungle and drum and bass.
Yes.
And HarryMack is the hip hop element that's now fused with that. But I have to give equal love to jungle and drum and bass, because it's what brings that energy that gets your MCs tight. Like, trust me, man, when you go and check for some UK real MCs, not the ones who come through on the pop thing, MCs who master ceremonies, like run dances, kill venues, or as we would say, duppy the dance. You feel me? Shell it down. Like, that's how we move in as Caribbean dudes. And a lot of these dudes are double-time masters.
Yes,
by
absolutely.
default.
Facts.
Yep,
Facts.
because of the drum and bass and the jungle, the tempo of the track. Yeah, I'm familiar. So this is interesting you said that, because you're engulfed in just this live music. Because even that, so what you were saying about with the what was the video Beardyman just dropped, Going Silly with HarryMack? So what he was playing in there, are you saying that's currently popular, or it's been popular? Put me on game, because I'm not on game with that stuff.
I have to go and double check the video exactly, but knowing Beardy, he's got this thing for these proper raving anthems. And in the 90s into the noughties, that's what was hot in the UK. You know what I mean? But it can still rock a dance floor now. It transcends. Because what's hot in the UK now is what the children of the drum and bass heads and the junglists are making. Yeah. Which is a whole different genre. But because they grew up with that in the household, when they hear that, they know it's universal party time.
Yeah.
Because their parents can rock to it, you can rock to it. It's just that vibe that we can all get down to.
Yes.
So it's kind of nice how he brought that energy through. But hey, an old school drum and bass rave is something special, bro. You leave all your worries outside, bro. See, my man from Germany knows. Like, we got that European rave energy, bro.
That's facts. That's facts. Remember the smiley days and everything? God damn, man. I actually have a physical sound system sitting over there, just for the physical, technical aspect of it. That's horns, and underneath it, other two slides. And my neighbors love me for this thing, because it will literally pop the windows out of this damn building. It's
have
unreal.
A Liquor and Woes sound system, bro.
Exactly. We roll it out, and I get to kind of toast, which is a special BP. This is terminology. This is not really emceeing, but spitting a little bit over just a dub plate, and that's what that thing. It really just it hits your body more than your head, right? Is that put well, LeeN?
Yeah, a good sound system. And considering how techie my man Liquor and Woes is, I'm telling you, I'm sure if this guy's put a sound system together, it might like put your heart out of sync if he hits you.
There'll be some flames. You need to be over here and select a little bit on that.
Yeah.
You know what? If you do the selecting, I'll do the toasting. And we can run dance. You get me? Just put that.
You are so on,
venue.
and we'll have BP there over like a beamer on a big screen, and have him spit on it as well.
Hey,
that'd be awesome.
Go. Now, I thought this was special, and you mentor in this avenue. Now, behind the scenes, you had told me that your profession, you help set up like studios, and you're really in depth with the engineering. And I was like, yo, so you're really engulfed in the music aspect and even the technical side. But I thought that one of the things that really stood out to me is that you're saying you mentor in the freestyle rap lane, like you mentor. So do you have a school, or is it like a private course? Like, what do you got going on there? I'm really curious how this works with you.
All right. Well, in real life, I mean, I get booked for workshops on improv. People just want to know how to improv, or if people are running courses on emceeing or artistry, they want, a freestyle rap workshop delivered, I'd get a shout. And somewhere along the line, I think in pandemic times, I figured I met a crew of people who introduced me to Discord, and they were like, you can actually rap with people on Discord. So there were a number of communities on Discord where you can rap with other people, and I surfed around there for a bit until I eventually started my own, and it was all just based around freestyle. And because I work a lot of improv projects, you know, I've just have a few like freestyle games and exercises that I've kind of worked on over the years. So I kind of just practiced them and developed them in my Discord at the same time every day, and people started joining me, and it started working. So they were enjoying it. We were freestyling more and more together, and the group started growing and growing. And after about 6 to 9 months, a couple of people were showing real promise, so I started introducing them to music. But the point is, I still do regular practice and built this small freestyle community that hangs out in Discord. We're called the NL team. Fundamentally, that's what we came up doing, freestyling regularly. It hasn't been as regular over the last 4 or 5 months, as I introduced a lot of music tech, and a lot of them started investing in their own gear and stuff like that. So I've spent a lot of time mentoring them around, you know, setting up their interfaces, getting to know their doors, how to set up a session, catching the sync of a beat, being able to figure out what the pitch and tempo, whatever the beat is, line up your door properly, lay down a track to the best of your abilities with whatever you can afford. So we've been doing that mainly in the Discord. It's tied in with like a Patreon scheme. So the higher up you are in the Patreon membership, the more kind of hands-on assistance you can get over time and support. And that's how I've just kind of been running it as a culture. It wasn't even supposed to be any kind of great venture. It's just the best example of me just hanging out like I do in real life, but it was able to be able to translate well via Discord. So
Wow.
yeah, that's where we're doing it. And yeah, we're getting together. It's going beyond Discord now. I think a few of us are meeting up in London in August to pretty much hang out for a week and a bit and just do as much ciphering, recording, production, whatever we can do, just be as productive as possible, but all together, because we've been investing in it. But yeah,
That's
Can I
all
follow
good.
up? Can I follow up on that just real quick? Because BP uses this figure of speech that says it keeps the lights on. Is what you're doing there on Discord, does that keep the lights on, or is it more the freelance work, actual in studio audio engineering?
My work keeps the lights on. The Discord project is kind of like a labor of love, to be honest. Like, it's only recently been getting close enough to not being something that costs me every month, but I invested in it and I stayed investing in it, and things are beginning to balance out now as more people are like, hey, I like what you're doing, man. I want some more time with you. And then more subscribers have been coming in. A lot of the support was coming from Twitch. I didn't see that. I set up this although the Twitch and the Patreon mirror each other, but that seems to be the easy way in. Maybe because when I'm streaming, so many people gift subs. So people get the subscription experience as a gift, and then it kind of starts gelling together from there.
Bro, my story is anyways, this is about your story, but hearing your story gets me hyped because this is what it's about. I want to hear your story. I want to present these things, let the world know that for the culture of hip hop to survive, it takes us. It takes these curators, these tastemakers at the ground level, like like they just see Drake and they see Lil Wayne and they see this big drill music and they're like, but they don't understand the foundation takes all of these components to make the car work. And we're a part of it. And now, thanks to technology, we can tell our story and present it to the world and get our just dues, or just be a part of it. If you just want to be a part of it, that's fine. But yeah, I'm pretty gun-ho right now about this stuff. I just feel it. I feel it in my soul, bro. I know this is my time. It's my second chance in a sense. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
Hey, just taking that energy, right? If we was on the Discord vibe right now, I'd be like, see that energy? Cypher time. Come and do the thing. That would be it. That just be us off. I'm like, you off the chain? Yeah. Let's go off the chain. Yo, Mr. Spliff, play the beats. Let's do it. Like, that's me at my core. So I need to learn to adapt to this whole online life as well. And I think I'm lucky. You know what I mean? I stuck to the foundation of what it was. Always follow the freestyle vibe. And following the freestyle vibe at that time brought me to that place,
bro.
where I managed.
You know who you remind me of? In a sense, I'm not going to put you in a box. Like, so I'm into martial arts, bro. And I'm actually a jiu-jitsu practitioner. So Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I did karate like most of my younger life, right? I love martial arts. I love Bruce Lee. So I'm like one of these cult fanatics of the old Kung Fu, those 80 Wu-Tang style movies. And remember, like, the dudes were just rolling around banging like, you are Ghostface Killer. Like, bro, it's like that because these fools ain't on TV. They just roll around and make their name known through legend. Like, yo, did you hear LeeN last night? But now technology gets to expose this to the world. So when I seen you, I'm like, oh, dude's nice. Like, even when I first seen the Harry, I was a little skeptical, but I was like, oh, yeah, yo, he's doing it. And you pushed the envelope. You were what got Harry in that pocket where he started going all crazy. Like, bro, there were some bars in there like the Goku Spirit Bomb, like all these levels up. I'm traveling in stealth. Like, you leveled it up to make him perform at another level, and that's it, dude. I'm telling you, I'm watching a kung fu flick. I'm like, bro, this is lit. So that's what you are. You're a legendary character in one of these flicks, and you're just rolling around. Yo, what's good? Like, these cats don't really know, but when you show up and throw the medallion on the ground, Ghostface Killer, like, bro, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
It'd be jokes like back in the day. Like, if I had like another MC friend, he'd be like, "Yo, I went over to this open mic out in whatever part of London, man. They were like blatantly disrespectful, man." And I'd be like, "What you say? This open mic was weird. We must visit them and show them the ways of cipher etiquette." And yeah, I'd be on that. It's like, let's go. You know?
This brings up this point, and me and Mr. Biscuit, I think, talk about it in our Omega Bars 80 reaction that's on the channel by now. You guys check that out. But we are talking about how when you watch people like yourself or HarryMack, you're sharp. And this was the era of the 90s. You had to be sharp. Like, there were, like, you know, these dudes treat hip hop like marketing. Oh, I'm going to take my time and write this 10 or 8 minute verse because I'm going to be on this show and I need to let them know how good I am. But like, a purist is sharp. They just have in the clip, like, just ready to go. And if you're not ready to go, then you got to be able to come off the top of the head and be ready to go. And so that's what I enjoy, this like martial arts atmosphere of like, yo, I'm always sharp. Like, I can't go to the gym if I haven't been training, right? I'm going to get rolled up by the, you know, I'm a purple belt. So like, I'll get rolled up by a blue belt if I'm not training. But if I'm training now, I'm kind of going back and forth with the purples and the browns, and they're like, oh, okay, you've been working. And that's what it is. You got to stay sharp. You got to work the details of your technique. Now, that's going to bring me into this next question. Mm-hmm. I go off of feel when I freestyle, and I think it has limited my ability. So I started being like, okay, techniques. Now, when you work on your craft, because I never had a mentor like, all right, let's do this, do that. I was battle rapping. I started getting a little shine battle rapping at parties. So I just turned on the TV in my basement and I would freestyle what's on the TV, then freestyle random stuff. Then I'd have punchlines for an opponent. Oh, he's wearing a blue hat. Here's a punchline. Let me pull it out. He's wearing a red hat. Oh, he looks like this. He's black. He's white. He's this. And I'm just working on this in my basement when I'm in my 20s. But other than that, I never really had like a structured technique. Now that I'm starting to practice, I'm like, oh, I'm saying this word too much. I need to stop trying to say filler, just little stuff. Are there any for a beginning freestyler? And I don't want to take from, you know, your online course. Is there any recommendations or anything, a certain way that you work on things where you're like, hey, this is like kind of cool to start out with? Because I never thought of it. I just jumped in, bro. I never was like, yo, like, so I'm kind of curious because you are teaching. And I realized from martial arts, like when I have a kids class, if I'm teaching them an arm bar, you teach them in a certain way. It's like, first, let's do the fundamentals. Let's know these certain positions. So, you know, just if you could give us a glimpse into that window of teaching, you know, something you'd like to share with us in the audience.
I think something I've been saying a little bit too often recently, as there's a lot of people who now have a new interest in freestyle itself.
Sure.
Is that freestyle is the art of MCing on difficult mode. I would strongly recommend that you learn how to MC, create a style that is yours, and then learn to set that style free. you can then begin freestyling. Because some G's just come in, they don't know their voice, their tone, their register. They don't know like how many bars they can comfortably say in one lungful. They're just coming in and then they start emulating whatever they last heard. And then you come in with this vanilla. That's if 100 dudes are doing that, then that style becomes vanilla. Like, it's not cool no more. You've broken that style. Come with a style, find a way to do it. If you and your boys call something by a certain word, use that in your raps. If in your local area you call, you know, like we all know the bodegas. I mean, like, isn't that kind of a New York thing?
Yep.
They made their slang international. Make your slang international. Find your style. And when you're comfortable with your style, your voice, your tone, written a couple of songs, practice them through, you got it, learn to take the fundamentals of that style and then set them free. Like, when I say set them free, start improvising around your style rather than around the actual technicalities of I'm trying to construct a sentence. It must rhyme like this, and now it must rhyme like that. Nobody wants to hear that. You end up being that monotone rhyming thesaurus, which is kind of,
Wow.
Sorry.
That's actually really profound. And, you know, for someone who's already in the game, they might be a little bit above that level. But I think for the average person getting into improv, this is the most amazing thing you could have said, because, you know, studying the craft and then being into martial arts, that fundamental principle of mastering your own style first and then setting it free. There's something about the way you said it, and you're like, and set it free. Like, it was just profound. Low key, it blew my mind. If you guys are watching this and you're an artist or you're into improv, what he said, you need to go back, rewind that, and listen to what he said, because finding your voice, finding your style, being authentic to your true self, and then setting it free. That is a great premise to start on. That's epic. And you're like, yo, I've been saying this a lot, bro. Keep saying it.
That deserves some horns right there, man. That's facts.
Spliff, did you want to interject with anything? I didn't know if you're taking some notes, man. I appreciate you co-hosting and connecting me and LeeN on this level. And yeah, man, anything you want to say?
If I may, LeeN, I know you time is a factor. If it's cool, I kind of jotted it down on the spot to just 5 rapid fire questions, if I may just jot them, throw them at you. Because BP and I talked about this, of course, and I guess it makes sense for me to, you know, being a small-time reactor and doing things on YouTube, not content creation, but reacting to content that guys like you both put out. So it does make sense to kind of take the perspective of, let's say, the
guitar. You're a content creator too.
That's facts. Yeah, that's facts.
But I got you. Okay,
so I guess it does make sense for me to kind of take, let's say, the regular YouTube Joe perspective at the whole thing that we're witnessing, and the limelight that you're in over. And let's face it, as of right now, and you're sporting the shirt, it is, of course, the HarryMack bit that has driven the internet crazy and continues to do so. So I would love to just, you know, dip into 1 or 2 aspects of that, if that's fine with you. Yeah. Because the very first thing that I am contemplating, and when I saw the video and did my reaction to it, that's when you hopped in the comments and were appreciative of it and everything. What impressed me so much was your stamina. You walked in there with such balls. It was unreal. I was like, if I was in the field that I'm in, meeting like the professor of it, to walk in there and be, I can play this game too. Come on, let's go. Let's get at it. How did that come about? How was there not the biggest stain of them all in your pants?
That I didn't approach the microphone until like a solid hour into this live session that Beardy and Harry were putting on, and it's a thing of like, I don't think I'm fully like, you know, I've got a lot of freestyle exercises and stuff, but I don't feel like I'm on the season right now. I don't feel like I'm that guy. I don't think it's that heat. And I knew that day there was a small percentage chance that, you know, I could meet Harry, and an even smaller chance that we would rap together. And I was kind of prepared at first, you know, but that preparation came with a certain level of seriousness. And we were in a lovely little bar, and there were some very cool people there, and I was thoroughly, studying what Beardy was doing, studying what Harry was doing. And at one point I thought, bro, you're so uptight. Like, you need to chill. Like, there's cocktails there, there's this, there's that. Literally enjoy yourself. Why are you here in student mode? Like, relax, And I really got into it. Like, I was just into it by then. Like, this is great fun, And I was stood with a friend of mine, and I just had a flash through a lot of regrets I've had. I've been in some great situations where I didn't take the picture, or I didn't ask for the picture, or I can't find the picture anymore. And I thought, like, I don't feel ready. And by then, I'd had a couple of cocktails and stuff. And if you know me well enough, like, nah, mate, I'm not about the rap life after a couple of drinks. Because the first place I feel it is in my diction. Like, my tongue just is, like, not on point. And I was at that place. I was really enjoying myself. And then I really zeroed in on, bro, do you want to wake up tomorrow morning and be that guy saying, well, that HarryMack you see online, I could have rapped with it. No, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to be that guy. I am not ready for this. This guy has been tearing the living daylights out of these beats for the last hour. But do you really want another regret on that list of regrets? And by the time I'd finished the fort, I was in front of him. I was like, oh, shit. And with that moment, it's like, bro, you're here, you're talking, you're running your yap, Beardy's starting a beat, you better do something. And I was just in that, but I was really excited. And the nervousness of, what was going on in my head, like, bro, you just walked over here and initiated this thing. What have you done? And there was the negative side of my psyche, like, you're not ready.
Oh,
and there was the positive side, like, oh boy, it's going down. And then my heart rate shot up through my breathing out. And that's why my tone is so much higher than my regular tone. In the video, I'm probably like, so I'm breathing from like the top of my lungs, and you get this tone. And all the way through, I was like, come on, bro, calm down. And I couldn't slow down. It was all happening so fast. There wasn't a gap for me to just correct myself. So it all was a very intense situation.
yeah.
And it was also a thing I wanted to do, to really chill out with him and have a chat, like freestyler to freestyler, pretty much like how me and, BP just kicked it there, that's what I really wanted. And like when we got to talk, like there were so many other people that wanted to talk too, and I can be pretty chill, So I was like, yeah, man, you talk, man. And then the rapping started, and I was like, bro, there might be a chance you don't get to talk, bro. You want to regret? You want to regret? Like, you better get over there. And it all kind of happened, and it was a lot. So I do feel that was kind of like a panic reaction flow state kind of thing, because I did feel that the heart rate and that lot just threw me out, but I just had to deal with it. I'm like, slow everything down. Don't get into any flow games. Don't try no pitta patterns. Forget that. Keep it simple. Keep it clear. Keep it honest. Ride. And that was it.
Bro, from this conversation we're having, I want you guys to go back, and also as you're, dissecting what he just said, the history he gave us, the season, his coaching from a very early age. He said he went into a panic flow state. Panic flow state, that's another a definition of habit. We're creatures of habit. So when I go to jujitsu every day, if someone puts their hands on me, out of panic, I react with what I know. And that's what he did. He reacted, and we saw these flow states, because he's like, oh, I'm not in season. I'm not in shape. I'm not in fighting shape. But he went in there and sparred with the great. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about this culture and this art, you guys practice, be sharp. If you're pen game, write all the time. If you're a freestyler, freestyle all the time, because I ain't gonna front dad life. I don't freestyle as much as I could. I keep it real, but I understand it now. I understand, like, I have to do this more to accelerate these processes. And I just thought that was cool. I wanted to kind of jump in and highlight so people really analyze what he just said there. If you didn't take that in, Mr. Spliff, I know you weren't done.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good because it's facts. And let me just say, LeeN, that didn't do it any harm at all, because that was one of the first things I point out in my reaction to it. The fact that your voice has this just distinct, not shrieky shrill, but it's not, and you just said it now, it's kind of the panic voice, But it does give the impression, and tying in with what you said earlier, find your style, find your tone of voice. It's certain things that you say in this or that way that makes you, unique. And that apparently what I now learn is panic voice is something I totally digged in that. I was like, that dude's, close your eyes and imagine the dude that's doing this. And it's hard to, because if you watch it with your eyes closed, it's like who is rapping? What kind of a dude could that be? So let me just say that panic mode did you no harm whatsoever. and kind of following up on that, on how do you get the stamina? What happened after that in terms of, this must be the biggest dopamine endorphin rush. Does one like fall in a hole, or did you get to utilize it and, stay on that high basically?
Oh no, there was mad vibes in the venue. Do you know what I mean? It was a really good environment. Like the party didn't stop there.
Right.
And, for me, it was just like it was good timing. Another thing, Pegasus. One of my handy freestyle tips is know when to stop. Like that is the difference between a piece of classic improv and we fluffed it. Know when to stop. That is as big. That is a massive part. So, yeah, when we finished our interaction and that lot, I was like, I'm out, because I can't ask this room to stop a second for me to balance my breath, for me to be able to bring better freestyle to this guy. It's vibe o'clock. Let the vibe on, duck out, go and vibe.
Yeah.
Because I was at that point, well, you don't have a regret now, go party. And that was it. It's like, yep, there goes the regret.
That's going to be a hashtag. Vibe o'clock must be a hashtag. That's a great way to put it, man. That's awesome.
Literally was it, man. After that, I wanted to rap more, but I was like, bro, you committed to the vibe, you beat the regret thing, and all I wanted out of it was one picture, and my friend got it, and I was done. That was it. That was months.
And it's probably shaky and not and out of focus, right?
It's not as HD as the video that dropped. That was a whole nother excitement. But when I was like, I haven't got the regret, I've got the memory, and there's a picture. That's cool, man. I'm good. I'm going home. Like, yeah, that was it. It's done.
That's
awesome. And also tying in a little bit with the whole, me taking this viewpoint of the YouTube consumer out there, that was just blown away by what happened there, and what who's also being blown away by BP. What you do on your freestyle sessions, I'm in there. There's like he does these live streams of practice with like up to 250 people in there, and just throwing words, doing crazy ideas, and staying fit with it. Let me just say, LeeN, it's amazing, and it is non-understandable how stuff on your channel, like the day after I did the reaction, I checked out, of course, more of your stuff. How things can only have 300 views. It is way underviewed. And everybody that's watching this right now, please, guys and girls, go to that channel, subscribe to the man, because you are missing out on a bunch of fucking flames. That's for damn sure. And yeah, dude, it's and the way you are approaching this whole YouTube thing, even though you said you're not a pro with it, you're more in the Discord world and all that, kind of keeping it in the sort of in the fence of the guys that are in the community already. You are doing it right. You have understood it. I mean, hopping into the people's comments. That's how this came about. Said that earlier. That is being this approachable, being this interactive. It's a role model. BP has said it for how to approach the rap, and one can learn a lot. Being an artist on YouTube, one can learn a lot from you as well in that field. That is just great.
Clarify everything. The views on my channel are low because I wasn't before this. I wasn't out here trying to do nothing like that on YouTube, like for real. I got to the point where I'm like, hey, you keep popping up in ciphers and doing classic stuff. You might want to like record it so you can remember it. And that's it. So if I had some stuff, it was there. If I had some songs, I put them up. But I never, ever thought I'd do the YouTube thing. I didn't.
It's really just a backup hard drive or what?
Technically, that is why. If you see the back end of my YouTube, it's just all of our ciphers. It's just them all recorded. It's like a library, because I had a fire a few years ago and I lost all my tech, all my backup drives are in it and everything. It's like, what was the point in backing up? You know what I mean? So now I started backing things up online. And I'm happy now, like we have a lot of guests coming through, so I'll entertain folk. But if you really want to catch me, jam with me in live stream, because I can only do this. I'm too old to do anything else, and it's been me. So in live stream, we can connect like we're connecting now, and I be me, and that's it. And I treated YouTube just like a venue. To me, real talk, I wouldn't have put that video out. I would have just kept it. What? That's just what I would have done. Like standardly, I mean, as an MC, I'm like, well, I rap with the guy, but I didn't get to chat with him and chill with him in the way that I would like to as Jesse Lee. So hey, what? This video is going in the vault. So when I say I've done it, I've got the proof. Done.
Gotcha.
But Beardyman was like, the world needs to see, and I shall share it. I was like, no, bro, don't do that. He's like, shut up. It's time. And I was like, you phoned me on a Friday. This video is fire. I don't care what you're saying. It's going out. And I was out. I was out somewhere. I was like, bro, like, and I was like, you know what? Try something new. By the time I got home, my phone was going nuts. And I was like, oh, this is what this is all about. It's just something different to me. So when I approached you, I just switched it up to, okay, this is the venue. YouTube is the venue. I just rocked the show, and I'm just working the room. Hey, what you guys saying? Oh, you like the show? Oh, wicked. Well, I've got this rider here, and I can't drink it all by myself. So what are you guys saying? That's how I do. So I just applied it to YouTube. Hey, you liked it? Oh, safe. I didn't expect you to like it. What's up? Why am I lying? You know, I wouldn't lie. So that's what it is. I just guess I got too old to care and just started bringing the real.
I can totally see the picture. I play in a ska punk band tying in with a whole Caribbean world that we talked about. Here's a question for both of y'all. Do y'all do that after?
Hold on. Stop.
Wait,
ska punk band sound system.
Yes, sir. It's in the blood, dude. It's not cultural appropriation either. Let's not get into that, please. But here's a question for the both of y'all. After live shows, because I dig the picture of it. I treat it like a venue. When you guys do live shows, do you come to the merch stand afterwards and talk to people? Is that something y'all do, or is it let's hit the limo and go to the hotel?
Pegasus.
You want me to answer? So I'll answer it first. I've gone through different levels, right? So chasing this idea of blowing up, there was this, you want some type of mystery. So sometimes I would, creep out, there's this saying for really good salesmen: be bright, be brief, be gone, right? It leaves them wanting more. So I followed that for a little bit, but to be honest, with like 90% of my career, dude, after the show, I'm going to the merch, I'm signing stuff, hugging people. Yeah, what's good? Every now and then, if I'm a little like, I got but okay, if I'm headlining, absolutely, there's no question I'm meeting the fans, period, no matter what. But when I'm opening up for people, sometimes it's be bright, be brief, be gone. I'm like, sometimes I'll go out there and work the crowd, but I'm just like, if the night I'm just not feeling it, I'll just go do my thing. Like, I'm just like, like it just depends. But if I'm headlining or I'm like the main attraction or co-headline, absolutely out there with the fans, signing stuff, taking pictures, having conversation, shake hands, kiss babies. Yes.
What about you, LeeN?
I'm similar. I really like to have a jam, it depends on the situation. Certain venues, you can have that little green room party, like a whole bunch of serious fans come back to the green room, and if you're being treated well, you got all this drink and food around you and you're not going to consume it. It's good to have some good company to do that with. So it's either that, or there have been times when we're on tour and it's like, we've got a hotel in town. It's like, where's the party at? And a bunch of local people on the phone, straight making a party happen. Like, yeah, we roll through for an hour or so. Like, I like that. And at the party, it's just the same vibe. It's like, yeah, it's cool, man. We all chilling. It's all right. Yo, y'all got some talent. Bring it. Let's see what's going down. Like, it's just vibe. And sometimes it's that, but there's other times you're just so damn tired. You're just like, shower, bed, now. But
and not be an ass to anyone, right? Yeah.
it is properly like, after a lot of, what's up, man? It might be a bit quieter than my usual, hey, but everyone gets their love and their respect. I always make sure people know I appreciate the vibes.
I get it.
I can't give vibes if y'all don't give vibes, so I appreciate it.
It's crazy that energy you exude just saying what's up to everyone. It's something so simple, but it's literally like at the end of the night, I'm like, I feel like I let's say I open for someone, it's a 20-minute set, but like I feel like I did a full workout after dapping everyone up. Like, you know what I mean? I want to just say one thing about treating YouTube like a venue. On my quest for 1 million views on my own piece of content, I had to format my mind like this because this is really cool. All of us have been in a venue before. Bro, do you know what 300 people in a venue looks like? It looks epic. So 500 to 1,000. So I'm like, yo, I got 1,000 views, 500 views. Yo, this is a sold out small venue. This is a sold out big venue. Treat it like that as you're chasing, or as because I'm kind of OCD. But as you're chasing this million views, like I treat it like that, because if not, I'd go damn crazy. Anyways, I like the analogy, treat it like a venue. I treat it like that, but I never vocalized it like that. So yeah.
That's a great way to put it. Totally. Y'all, I have this one little surprise that we haven't spoken of before we started to press the button. I would love to try something, and this ties in with treating it like a venue. I have this idea, but let's see if this works technically. We have proven that this platform isn't the right one to play a beat and cipher, but what does work? These microphones work. And let me just test this. And BP, if this sucks, maybe this is a good point to kind of make your outro. And if it works, we'll have an appendix to it. If it doesn't work, we have a nice outro right now.
Cool. All right, you guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, comment on all the content, share the content, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel. My New Year's resolution, hit 100,000 subs on this channel. I can't do it without you. So let's keep that moving. Let's see what Mr. Spliff has up his sleeve now. Film this through StreamYard. So we've been having a little issues with the tech, but I promise you guys, me and LeeN behind the scenes are going to work on the tech and try to get a cipher on the channel for you guys. Something cool.
You already started the cipher there when you're saying.
The idea is, and I just said play in a ska punk band. Let me try and give you a rhythm, and let's see if we can make a little bit of rapping happen anyhow.
Okay.
I'll go through it for you once, and then you guys spit whenever you're ready.
Okay. Let's see how it sounds. Actually, sounds pretty cool. That's funny. Hey. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, yeah. It's on top of the list. I'm hearing Mr. Spliff, and he's hitting that riff. Hey, yo, he got a gift. Now I freestyle like this, so we come through. Hey, yo, and I never miss. Yo, shout out to my man LeeN, not promethazine, yo, the real LeeN from the UK doing this thing. Yeah, we having a good time busting a flow. Hey, let's get it popping with my liquor and whoa, yo.
If you flex with us, whack rappers make an exodus. Why is that? It's the team that's combined a whole lot of LeeN, and we also got the BlackPegasus. We got Mr. Spliff striking a riff, but I'd rather be out here just striking a spliff. Yo, you heard us, the skills can't be dismissed. You wish you could do this, put it on your Christmas wish list. We coming down your chimney. Sorry bro, I didn't mean to cut you quickly.
Yo, cut it quickly. He said chimney. Now it's on the wish list. Get these. Yeah, we just having a good time with the vibe. You know how we do when the freestyle we ride. Yeah, and that's how it goes. It's like the hashtag. Yeah, yo, the vibe with the bros, yo. But we about to end the show. This is like a great outro, live acoustic though. So what you want to say to them, LeeN? We getting out of here. Yo, we gotta do this.
Hey.
Wow, dudes, that was better than I ever could have hoped for. Shit, that was flames, you guys. That is being done way too little as well. Like flex over some real instrumentation. I dig that.
That was real improvisation right there, from the technical side to the lyrics to the music. I love it.
And it ties in with none of this was planned either, because guys, they really did not know about this. I actually wanted to bring a little surprise, and yes, it worked.
That's tight, man. And
Fire.
That's your birthday gift from me. Let's get it, man.
That does deserve the button.
Man. Well,
great guys.
Yo, I got to give a big shout out to my co-host today, Mr. Spliff, 40 proof in this mother sucker. And then, yo, man, I got to tip my hat. Super thank you for being here. To my man LeeN, appreciate you, bro.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Thank you for having me.
So you guys got anything you want to say on the route out of here?
Also from my end, LeeN, thank you very much. BP, thank you for making this happen. It's amazing how, like, when we try and do something good for the culture and bring the right people together, and this happening, that's just a sign of it's grassroots. It's real people doing real shit, and I fucking love it. Thank you guys for it.
Awesome. Thanks for that little surprise at the end. It keeps us on.
Literally on our toes. Love it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
So, all right, you guys, again, you know how it goes. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on all the content. If you're really rocking with the vibe, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.